Welcome to FairyVerse from a magical world. If our stories touch your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment your name below. 17 years ago, one small mistake changed the lives of 3 childhood friends forever. It became the beginning of a story filled with love, sacrifice, friendship, and a hidden truth that would one day change everything. Far away, beyond the snow-covered mountains and crystal-clear rivers, stood the beautiful kingdom of Starhaven. Colorful flowers bloomed across the valleys, while sparkling streams flowed through peaceful forests, making the kingdom look like a dream. The kingdom was ruled by the kind and respected King Adam. Everyone admired him for his honesty, wisdom, and love for his people. Beside him stood his beloved wife, Queen Emma, whose gentle heart and kindness made her loved by everyone in the kingdom. Together they had a 5-year-old daughter, Princess Lily. She was cheerful, curious, and loved collecting old treasures and reading fairy tales. Living in the palace was King Adam's older brother, Ethan, who was raising his daughter, Princess Chloe, alone after losing his wife many years earlier. Queen Emma cared for Chloe like her own child, so the little princess never felt the absence of a mother's love. Lily and Chloe grew up together. They played, laughed, learned, and dreamed side by side. The entire kingdom believed they were more like sisters than cousins. One bright spring morning, the palace became busier than ever. King Adam's childhood friend, King Ryan, was arriving from the distant kingdom of Valentia with his wife, Queen Grace, and their young son, Prince Noah. It was their first visit in 7 years. The palace gates opened with music, flowers, and celebration as King Adam warmly welcomed his old friend. While the grown-ups shared stories and laughter, Prince Noah quickly became friends with Lily and Chloe. The 3 children spent their days painting colorful pictures, exploring the royal gardens, and laughing together. Before returning home, Prince Noah smiled at Chloe and said, "I'll write you a letter every single day." Chloe simply laughed. She wasn't interested in writing letters. She preferred riding her bicycle, playing games, and spending her time outdoors. But Lily loved books, stories, and thoughtful conversations. When Noah's first letter arrived, Chloe ignored it. Without telling anyone, Lily quietly wrote a reply, signing it with Chloe's name. Noah believed Chloe had written every word. He thought Chloe was the girl who loved books, stories, dreams, and long conversations just like he did. No one knew that one innocent decision would create a secret that would remain hidden for years. Time passed. Princess Chloe grew into a confident, stylish young woman who loved adventures, movies, music, and cycling through the beautiful valleys. Princess Lily became graceful and kind. She enjoyed cooking, reading novels, dancing, and every evening she continued answering Noah's letters in Chloe's name. Far away in Valentia, Prince Noah grew into a brave and handsome young prince. He loved horseback riding, reading classic novels, and dreamed of the mysterious princess whose letters had become the happiest part of every day. None of them realized that destiny was quietly bringing them closer to a truth that would change all of their lives forever. Years passed, but the friendship between Princess Chloe and Princess Lily remained as strong as ever. They spent their days riding bicycles through the valleys, laughing together, and sharing every secret. Yet deep inside, both of them wished for someone who would truly understand their hearts. 17 years later, King Ryan decided it was finally time to visit the kingdom of Starhaven once again. This time, he traveled with Prince Noah, who had grown into a handsome, kind, and courageous young man. Before leaving, Noah happily wrote another heartfelt letter to the person he believed had been writing to him all these years, Princess Chloe. Little did he know that every letter had actually been written by Princess Lily. As news of their arrival reached the palace, King Adam and Queen Emma were filled with excitement. But Lily looked worried. She gently asked Chloe for one favor. "Please, just pretend for a little while that you're the one who wrote those letters. I don't know how to tell him the truth." After some hesitation, Chloe agreed. None of them realized that this small decision would test their friendship in ways they had never imagined. When Prince Noah arrived at the palace, he warmly greeted King Adam before looking around, searching for the girl he had dreamed about for years. From a balcony, Chloe and Lily quietly watched him. The moment Chloe saw Noah, she froze. At the same time, Lily's heart raced with hope. She remembered Noah's childhood promise, no matter how many years pass. But when Noah finally walked toward them, he smiled and stopped in front of Chloe. Lily remained silent. She watched as the person she had secretly loved since childhood greeted someone else, believing she was the owner of every letter. Over the following weeks, Noah and Chloe spent more time together. They explored the gardens, attended royal celebrations, and talked for hours. Yet something felt strange. Chloe didn't remember the stories they had shared through the letters. She forgot his favorite books. She couldn't remember his favorite food. She didn't recognize the little memories that only the real writer could know. But Lily, without even thinking, Lily always knew exactly what Noah liked. She remembered every story, every dream, every little detail. Noah couldn't understand why. One evening, he gathered his courage and asked Chloe to marry him. She happily accepted. Soon the palace was filled with music and celebration as preparations for the royal wedding began. Only Lily smiled while quietly hiding the pain inside her heart. The man she had loved through letters for 17 years was about to become someone else's husband. The engagement ceremony was celebrated across the kingdom. Everyone congratulated Chloe. Ethan placed his hand lovingly on his daughter's head, proud that the dream his late wife once had for their daughter was finally coming true. Before returning to Valentia, Noah spent one last evening in the palace. He talked with Chloe, but something still felt incomplete. Later he found Lily quietly sitting alone, carefully embroidering a royal wedding outfit. The two spoke for a long time. Their conversation felt natural. They laughed. They remembered old stories. For a brief moment, Noah felt as if he had found the person who had truly known him all these years. Soon afterward, he returned to Valentia. Days later, Lily traveled to Valentia with gifts from Starhaven. Among them was Noah's childhood favorite meal, crispy potato pancakes. Noah was surprised. How could Chloe remember my favorite food after forgetting so many other things? He wondered. Together they walked through the royal gardens, visited the town, admired the river from an old stone bridge, and talked for hours. Yet Noah's confusion only grew stronger. Late one night, unable to sleep, he quietly walked through the palace library. There he noticed an old novel resting beside Lily. His heart skipped a beat. It was the very same novel he had mailed years ago. Inside the cover was a tiny heart-shaped mark he himself had drawn before sending it. Only one person in the world should have owned that book. At that moment, the truth finally became clear. The letters, the dreams, the shared memories, none of them belonged to Chloe. They had always belonged to Princess Lily. Tears filled Noah's eyes as he realized that he had spent years loving the right heart, but had mistaken the wrong face. The next morning, Noah asked Lily to meet him alone. With tears in her eyes, Lily quietly admitted the truth. I never wanted to deceive you. I only answered your first letter because Chloe wasn't interested. After that, I didn't know how to tell you the truth. And when you finally came back, your eyes chose someone else. Noah looked at her in silence. Then, without saying another word, he stepped closer and gently took her hands in his. For the first time, both of them understood that true love had never been created by appearances. It had been written, one letter at a time. Noah's eyes were filled with love, and that love belonged only to Princess Lily. Standing in the pouring rain, he refused to leave until she answered one question. Lily, do you love me? The cold wind grew stronger, but Noah remained where he was. Unable to watch him suffer any longer, Lily ran toward him and wrapped her arms around him. At last, the love that had been hidden inside two hearts for 17 long years found its way home. I found you, Noah whispered. I love you, and Chloe deserves to know the truth. I'll fix everything. Just don't leave me again. The next day, they sat together on a royal boat, drifting peacefully across the lake. Noah gently placed his late mother's royal bracelet on Lily's wrist, a treasured family heirloom that symbolized the future princess of Valentia. For the first time, Lily truly believed that happiness had finally found her. But when they returned to the palace, everything changed. Princess Chloe was waiting alone. Only hours earlier, she had received the heartbreaking news that her father Ethan had passed away unexpectedly. Overcome with grief, she ran straight into Noah's arms. Lily quietly removed the bracelet from her wrist. She realized Chloe had lost the only family she had left. How could she also take away the man Chloe believed she loved? That night became the most painful night of Lily's life. When Noah asked her to reveal the truth to everyone, Lily gently held his hand. "Please, not now. Chloe has already lost her father. She won't survive losing this too." Noah, torn between love and frustration, pulled his hand away and walked out without another word. Both of them cried alone that night. Soon afterward, the royal engagement between Noah and Chloe was officially announced. The palace celebrated. Only Lily silently watched the happiness she had dreamed of slip away. Unable to accept the situation, Noah made one final decision. He told Lily that unless she agreed to marry someone else and move on, he would reveal the truth himself. At the same time, Noah's cheerful best friend Jason arrived from Valentia to attend the royal wedding. King Adam and Queen Emma believed Jason would make a wonderful husband for Lily. Jason was kind, funny, and full of life. Slowly, he became Lily's close friend. Although her heart belonged to someone else, Lily finally agreed to marry Jason for the sake of everyone around her. One quiet evening before the weddings, Noah met Lily for what they believed would be the last time. Neither of them could stop their tears. Without speaking much, they promised to bury their feelings forever and remain only friends. Meanwhile, Chloe had begun noticing the silent bond between Noah and Lily. At first she convinced herself it was simply because they shared similar interests, but deep inside, doubt continued to grow. Finally, she spoke privately with Lily. Lily was ready to confess everything. Before she could, Chloe softly admitted something unexpected. "I think I already know." The traditional wedding celebrations began. Music filled the palace. Families gathered from every corner of the kingdom. On the day of the ceremony, Chloe personally helped Lily get ready. She dressed her in a beautiful scarlet gown and smiled through the tears she tried to hide. Just before the ceremony, Chloe noticed the royal bracelet Noah had once placed on Lily's wrist. It fit perfectly, almost as if it had always belonged there. She wasn't the heroine of Noah's story. She had unknowingly stepped into someone else's place. With tears in her eyes, Chloe walked toward Noah and Lily. The entire royal family watched in complete silence. Then Chloe gently took Lily's hand and placed it into Noah's. "Your love began long before I ever understood it," she said with a trembling smile. "A friendship that asks for sacrifice deserves honesty. Today, I'm giving both of you the happiness you gave up for me." Everyone stood frozen. King Adam and Queen Emma looked at each other in disbelief. King Ryan and Queen Grace smiled through tears. All misunderstandings disappeared. Soon afterward, Prince Noah and Princess Lily were married with the blessings of both kingdoms. Together they left for the kingdom of Valentia to begin a new chapter of their lives. Princess Chloe remained in Starhaven, where she became a wise and respected queen, leading her kingdom with kindness, courage, and dignity. And so the story reminded everyone of one simple truth. Real love is built on honesty, but true friendship is measured by sacrifice. Sometimes, the greatest act of love is letting someone else be happy. If you enjoyed this magical story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments, what would you have done if you were Chloe?